I'm attempting to watch 1,000 games of football before the end of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. I'm going to be ranking every single one to find out which game is the greatest of the season. More Australia Cup action being covered today as we are looking at Avondale FC taking on Stirling, Macedonia. Now, to be honest, even though we had, some pretty nice games on tonight, including Darwin Olympic taking on Nuttawading and also having the Western Sydney Wanderers taking on Peninsula Power, this was the game that I was looking forward to the most. That being because we in WA were being represented by Stirling, Macedonia, as they were travelling over to Avondale to hopefully cause a massive upset. And to be honest, things weren't going too badly. At the end of the first half, it was still 0-0. Avondale obviously being the better team and the stronger team overall in terms of chance creation, but Stirling were holding out really strong. I was personally hoping that this would lead to maybe Stirling hitting on the counter, getting some good chances, but this fairy tale would not last too long. Because in the 54th minute, Avondale once again were on the attack. A cross that was a bit too difficult for the striker to handle was nudged back to Christian Trecheski, who managed to slam a half volley into the back of the net, giving Avondale a 1-0 lead. Avondale would deservedly get a second goal not too long after, as on the 60th minute mark, they would win a penalty, which would be converted by Somalian Yusuf Ahmed to make it 2-0 to the side from Victoria. They would then win another penalty as Matty Agwek would step up to score his, making it 3-0 to Avondale. Substitute Kerr would then get on the score sheet as he bended an absolutely beautiful shot into the top left-hand corner to make it 4-0 to Avondale. Stirling were just waiting to run the clock down. It was really disappointing the second half, and it was only about to get worse. Because Matty Agwek would get his second of the goal, a diving header in the 90-plus first minute, made it 5-0 to Avondale. And now at this point, they were just looking to put as many on the board as possible because Stirling, for lack of a better terms, were just dead on their feet. However, in a move that shocked absolutely everyone, Stirling would actually pull one back in the last moments of the game. Substitute Bailey Brown Montgomery managed to convert a 1v1 to become Stirling Macedonia's first ever goal scorer in the Australian Cup round of 32. A really, really good moment for him and for WA football fans entirely. Though the game would end 5-1 to Avondale, a disappointing result, but an expected one at that. Overall, I think the score actually gets let down a bit by the lack of action in the first half, though overall it was still a good game. I was disappointed to see that Stirling couldn't put up a better account of themselves, but Avondale are one of the best sides in the NPL across the entire country. Overall, I'm going to rate this game a 5.1.